Podcast ini ditajakan khas oleh ejen hartanah tim Meza 5, pemenang pelbagai anugerah Pegasus dalam industri hartanah.
Jual, beli atau upgrade rumah HDB atau kondo, WhatsApp Meza di 83832145 atau hubungi Fai di 8338555. Nama aku Safra Syam
Dan nama aku Tengku Nas. And welcome to the
3 by Show.
City Mart, City Mart, City Mart, City Mart, City Mart. Buy or lease.
Selamat datang, selamat kembali ke The 3 by Show.
Apa khabar semua?
Ya, Alhamdulillah.
Apa khabar Azif?
Baik, Alhamdulillah. Apa khabar denganmu?
Baik.
Okay. Kita berkumandang di YouTube dan di Spotify. Siapa-siapa yang sudah subscribe di YouTube, Alhamdulillah, kita sudah mencapai 173 subscriber, Safras.
Wow, Alhamdulillah.
Ya.
Dapat kecil tapi is a long milestone.
Huge achievement.
Ya, it's a huge achievement lah.
Dari nampak macam sikit. Kita
daripada aku dengan kau je jadi subscriber. Dan orang lain.
Sekarang dah 173.
Dan juga kita punya TikTok followers dah naik 2,000.
Alhamdulillah.
2,020 lebih.
Ya, Alhamdulillah.
Mungkin tak ramai untuk awak semua, tapi ramai gila untuk kita.
Ya, banyak. Pada kita hormatilah dengan kita berbesar hati dengan korang punya support lah.
Kita berterima kasih kerana korang masih menyokong kami di 3 by Show.
Amin.
And then juga kepada pendengar-pendengar dan penonton YouTube dan Spotify kita, kalau korang belum lagi subscribe, follow, like, please do so.
Ya.
It doesn't cost a single cent. It's just sincere heart.
Ya, dengan seikhlas hatinya.
Yes. Okay, so kita tak nak membuang masa.
Ya, siapa bersama kami, Safaras?
Okay, kita ada Tauke Kedai. Kedai dia quite famous di Changi Road. Jual barang-barang apa? Barbecue steamboat.
Hot pot.
Hot pot and steamboat.
Ya.
Ada asam pedas. Kau pernah makan?
Ya.
Kau kasih gini.
Itu betul.
Bukan sebab bos dia kat sini.
Ya.
Bukan sebab dia nampak garang, tapi aku gini.
Ya, bukan sebab dia pakcik aku juga.
Okay, so
kita tak boleh bias ya. Tak boleh bias. Kita kena terus terang.
Kita kan terpandai food reviewer.
Untuk
Okay, so tanpa membuang masa, guest kita hari ini adalah what's owner in Malay? Pemilik. Pemilik restoran Power Thai di Changi Road, iaitu Abang Farid dan juga Abang Faizal.
Assalamualaikum Abang Faizal, Abang Farid, Abang Baik.
Waalaikumsalam.
Baik. Dah makan dah? Dah. Suara rock Ramli Sarip lah. Ramli Sarip tau. Abang Baik bang. Abang macam sakit je.
Just recover lah from flu actually.
Oh, recover from flu. Abang dekat sikit.
Abang dekat sikit bang.
Cakap lagi bang.
Abang Faizal mic turun bawah sikit. So it's here to your mouth.
Okay.
Boleh bang? Dekat sikit.
Okay.
Ingat Ramli Sarip tadi.
Okay, Abi, terima kasih lah abang for sudi datang jadi kita punya guest. Even though you have just recovered, and then hopefully we can get a good session out of this one.
Betul, insyaAllah. Kita bermula dengan Bismillah lah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, dah settle. Okay, Abang Faizal dengan Abang Farid, apa khabar? Baik.
Baik.
Dah makan abang
Dah.
Makan apa bang?
Tadi kat luar kata belum, kat sini kata dah.
Membohong je kerja.
Biar makan dan jangan makan hati bang.
Okay, Abang Farid, kita hendaklah interview Abang Farid kerana situasi-situasi macam ni. Kita dapat desas-desus mengatakan Abang Farid ni dulu adalah ex-convict. Adakah itu betul atau tidak?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So abang can elaborate tak actually apa yang abang buat dahulu yang abang kena tangkap masuk dalam jail?
Yeah, okay.
So basically I won't reveal that much.
Understand.
Okay.
But the last one was Along.
Okay.
Okay. So I was charged as I was charged for Along lah actually.
Understand.
Okay.
Understand.
So then after I released tu, during I released tu, then I decided to change because my dad passed away when I was inside lah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could you elaborate like what happened? Like macam
Okay, so
how you
basically
found out?
when he passed away when I was inside, then nobody even tell me during that moment. So the reason because my brothers all don't want the funeral to look ugly when I'm as a ex-convict. You understand when they come with the prison bus, and then jenazah tu akan ganggu lah. At the end of the day, it's a family punya reputation, right? So when I release the day that I released tu, so my brothers, my mom, and my brother Faizal is very close with me. So in fact, I never had a breakfast on that day itself too before I released too. So because I was so excited to have a lunch with my dad lah. So I told them, where is my dad? So they say, oh, Papa ada kat rumah. So no worries lah. So they say, kan nak makan tak? Cakap, never mind lah, it's okay, we can tapau and just bring back home. Then I want to eat with my dad lah. So then I can see the movement like a bit wrong already lah. They are looking to each other. Then after that, he told me that, why not we go and solat first lah. You want to solat sunat or whatsoever, then sujud syukur or whatsoever. I say okay lah. So kita pergi solat. Then after I solat tu, he and my second brother was behind me, like waiting for me to finish. Then he's the one who break the news lah, because I won't spark if it's come from him lah. So then he told me lah, you in whatever happen, you must relax lah, dan sabar. And when I heard the word kau kena reda, so usually when people use this word, it's about passing.
Kena something not right lah.
So my first question is nenek mana? Because my grandmother, my mum punya mak tu tengah tak sihat.
Yeah.
So I thought it's my grandmom lah. So he say no, nenek is fine. Then they tell me, they say that oh actually bapak dah tak ada. So yeah.
Understand.
Boleh-
Faizal.
Boleh tak saya tanya,
Okay.
how long were you inside that when your father passed? When your father passed away, lagi berapa lama then you
Okay,
keluar?
so my dad passed away in 31st December 2012. And I released in somewhere in 10 February.
Understand.
Yeah, so it's about 2 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Abang Faizal, bila Abang Faizal kena buka cerita dengan untuk bilang Abang Farid, macam mana Abang Faizal rasa hari tu? Abang masih ingat tak?
Hanya memang saya tak ingat. Tapi saya seorang je yang boleh berbual dengan dia. So tak kasih dia temper. I have my way of talking to him. Actually, Lepas kita ambil dia dekat prison tu, terus kita nak pergi Changi Village, ajak dia pergi makan, dia tak nak balik juga. So I say tak apa, kita pergi makan sikit lah, after that kita balik. Then from there terus pergi masjid, macam tadi dia cakap, pergi masjid solat sekejap. Then I tell him, actually bapak dah tak ada, kita tak nak bilang kau nanti kau kat dalam kau buat hal lagi ke apa, kena takut tambah sentence ke apa kan. That is where kita tak nak break the news lah. Tapi said sorry for him lah, he can't see bapak kan. Tapi yalah, insyaAllah lah, harap dia jumpa lah nanti.
InsyaAllah.
Amin.
InsyaAllah, amin.
Can I say that macam Abang Farid is very, like I know you are the youngest child.
Yeah.
Can I say that with this story is like you are very close to your dad?
Yes, I am. I am. Yeah. So he visited me, I think 1 or 2 actually. Because dia tengah tak sihat. At the same time also I tell him, but you don't need to come because even though face to face will never happen because you need to walk jauh. But then televisit, but it's still a hassle for him because at that time quite breathless.
Okay.
So I told him, but of course I miss him because I'm the son that will give whatever that he want, even really kalau dia sakit or whatsoever lah. Because he smoke during those time, satu hari beli 5 kotak. But after kira waktu dia meninggal pun, he still stick to 2 box. He's just a heavy smoker.
Understand.
So I'm the one that he will always say, nanti kirim ke bapak, you know. He's a businessman actually.
Understand.
Cakap dealer. So yeah, whatever that I am now is from my root lah actually.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay, abang. Saya nak tanya Abang Faizal dengan Abang Farid. Sementara ini kita tahu kehilangan bapa Abang Farid dengan Abang Faizal. Kalau ada kesempatan untuk nak cakap apa-apa kepada bapa, apa yang Abang Farid nak cakap sebelum dia pergi? Kalau ada kesempatan itu.
Actually, because whatever that I'm outside, I will never bring inside the house. So you know, inside the house kira kalau orang kita cakap pijak semut tak mati. Because I never show who I am when I'm the house, you know.
Kira whoever Farid kat luar is yang jahat semua bila kat rumah tak ada.
So he know that I money making.
Understand.
I started my business with my second brother actually, with him in 2004. My second brother run a banquet dekat Parkway Parade. There's a banquet there. So he do like macam misia, mee rebus, putu piring, ice cream. So we help him that time. So then after that, the business was alhamdulillah. And then he open up what do you call it, this you tahu KTM tak?
Yeah.
Kereta api lama dekat Tanjung Pagar.
Oh, you got motorbike KTM.
Bukan itu. Jangan buat punchline bodoh.
Okay.
Nampak lah.
So what happened is so he get a small stall right beside Rafi Ali punya kedai. That time they jual nasi biryani. If this podcast watched by them, they remember this. Especially I rapat dengan Faizal Ali, his brother, because he's the one who run the shop.
Faizal Malikan, abang dekat tak? Faizal Malikan.
Bukan, dia tu food reviewer.
Oh, dia food reviewer.
Dia dah makan oyster je.
Banyak panggil dia.
Okay.
Nanti abang punya power Thai daging special hilang je.
I don't know who is he.
Oh, Kada louder. Wah.
Tak payah tahu.
Sorry.
Tak payah tahu.
Apa?
Okay,
So
so
from the
basically
banquet
helping his second outlet, which is just putu piring, and in the year of 2004 tu, putu piring tu kira is just basic. That time was only Hague Road, if I still remember lah. Then ada Bukit Merah sikit-sikit semua. So that time is just about gula Melaka je. So then my second brother, he came up with this idea. Okay, why not we tukar-tukar, macam ada letak coklat, letak peanut butter, letak durian, and then gula Melaka. So then after that he asked me to run lah.
Understand.
Schooling time, then balik, so run for him. Then after I think about few months 2-3 months macam, then he tell me that Dick, I think you take this shop because you are the one who be running this. So from there I start to do my business.
Explain lah.
Yeah, so then I learn how to pack. I ada makcik kerja, under me. Then I waktu sekolah tu balik, then makcik tu run, then malam I will run until I close lah. So from there then I start to learn, actually miaga ni, let's say you ada $100 ataupun $150 per day. Dia sale, you nak kena tepikan sewa berapa, bayar gaji berapa, then tolak lagi untuk beli barang-barang lain, macam dia pay tepung, kelapa and everything. So but that time was alhamdulillah, during KTM time banyak orang lipat. And then that time kita jual like macam satu paket tu ada 3 keping of putu piring, and it cost about $1.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it used to be that price
Murah
$34, yeah.
Sekarang dah berapa?
Sekarang aku rasa for $2 dia
Ada.
$2.50.
Tak ada lah.
Habis?
Sekarang dah $4.
Oh really ya? Tak check with the
Kau
price
tahu.
lah.
So you can imagine like $1 paket berapa banyak bungkus tu nak kena jual.
Ya, betul.
But so from there, then in fact my family background is all F&B.
Okay.
Okay.
My uncles like Shaza. Shaza is my uncle, and then Chai Cheese Seafood, Jalan Kayu.
So semua abang
King Popia dishes.
Jalan Kayu apa yang Tohira ke Kafila tu?
Ya, Kafila then Tohira.
Kira semua abang Farid Kautai lah.
So in fact waktu kecil-kecil dulu yalah kerja dengan dorang, and then my grandfather ada kedai air dulu dekat Pasar Gelang Lama tu. Then tolong, and my brother also help out. So from there lah we,
So you guys are exposed to the F&B since korang macam masih zaman sekolah.
Yes. Not willingly, but
Not
being
willingly
forced.
No, by force bang
Kira daripada dulu kena paksa jadi
Jadi suka lah.
jadi suka, jadi korang punya source of rezeki ya.
Correct yeah.
Abang Faizal, kita ada desas-desus juga. Desas-desus juga mengatakan Abang Farid ada satu bisnes sekarang, betul tak? Tapi desas-desus mengatakan Abang Faizal ada 15 bisnes. Adakah itu betul atau tidak?
Actually betul lah, cuma tak ada orang tahu je.
Dia macam very santai.
Dia santai. Abang dekat sikit bang dengan mic.
Dekat sikit lah.
Abang tarik je.
Tarik.
No, the mic
Tarik je.
abang tolak
bawah.
okay.
Abang boleh list down tak 15 bisnes tu abang buat apa?
So far dulu bookshop.
Apa dia?
The first
Workshop
business became bookshop. Dan buku tu semua dah tak laku, letak kat sini sekarang.
Lagi kalau abang boleh list lagi.
Macam-macam lah. Ada
Dulu
cafe,
pasang TV
small
abang,
cafe,
Habis?
small cafe,
okay.
Ada kedai furniture semua.
Oh wow.
Dan semua I bawa datang sini. Cafe kat sana, furniture kat sini.
Oh sekiranya semua abang letak
semua
letak
kau di
studio
sini
lah.
15 in 1 lah.
50.
Biasa aku dengar Nescafe 3 in 1 baik.
Nampak bang, rezeki dah bunyi. Rezeki dengar rezeki.
Oh dia datang
Ni confirm viral lepas ni.
That means kira betul.
Betul.
Dia kata tu betul.
Betul.
Bukan au-au dia kata.
Abang dulu pun ada pet cafe kan, pet shop.
Pet shop ada.
Semua ada lah.
Lepas tu bawa balik sini
betul.
Semua abang letak sini
Everything lah.
No everything. Okay abang Farid dengan abang Faizal, kita nak tanya tentang desas-desus ini.
Banyak sangat desas-desus.
Sebelum tu aku nak satu question before aku forget.
Okay, alamak.
Maksudnya tadi macam Abang Farid cakap, your dad was a business run a business car dealer kan. Asal korang tak join that line, tak go proceed?
It's not easy as what we think.
Yeah.
Like macam those time macam as you can, if you all know, dulu orang kita pun tak banyak bawa kereta. And dulu tak ada macam zero down payment, zero drive away. It's all about 30 to 40% down payment. And then the bank loan also, your networking must be strong lah.
Yeah, correct.
So
Kira
that's
boleh
about the
makin susah.
loan a bit sensitive lah. So I don't want to touch on that lah.
Pasal dulu abang pernah loan kan. Kan dulu along.
Kira dah ada
Correlate lah. Dia sensitif. Tak boleh.
Dia macam kalau aku go right, dia ada left side sikit. Okay.
Then okay bang, soalan saya agak panas ya. Desas-desus mengatakan Power Thai ada healthy competition dengan Mango Bosco. Ada kita betul atau tidak?
Not really. I don't see him as a competitor for me. Because I don't bother about people business. I just rather than, for me is, daripada aku fikir orang punya business kenapa gitu, kenapa gini, might as well I think how to be better.
Understand.
Yeah.
Tapi
ni bukan cakap sombong lah.
Ni bukan cakap sombong. Ni just cakap kira macam
I'm just
stating
the truth lah.
Understand.
The facts lah.
Kira macam abang dah believe in the fact that rezeki dia rezeki abang.
Tapi abang dengan Mango Bosco ada apa-apa tak? Tak ada
Pasal as we all know, apa-apa kedai dengan dia kedai, kira korang punya distance tak jauh tau. Dia bukan macam satu town.
Correct.
Ada berapa traffic light di bawah.
Yeah, he came to, I think he came to the latest one once And dia makan kat sana lah. And after I think after Ramadan or what, he just opened this Mango Bosco punya steamboat lah.
Understand. Kita ada nampak beberapa a few stalls kopi abang. Saya nampak abang buat asam pedas, diorang pun buat asam pedas. Abang buat hotpot, diorang pun buat hotpot. Adakah abang rasa diorang kopi abang atau itu memang benda boleh jual?
For me, you cannot stop anyone.
Understand.
And it's open to everyone. So at the end of the day is who have the idea to start with this.
Okay.
Right? If you tell me I bukan your first yang buka asam pedas.
I understand.
You know, if you ask me, I bukan your first yang buka halal mookata. You know, but how this idea Power Thai came is because my friends. And then my friends banyak Chinese juga lah kan. So we was talking lah because that time was COVID.
Okay.
And then COVID because I trade more to kat luar negeri lah. So but during that COVID time tu it's all jam. No movement. No fly, nothing. Zero. So it's very difficult. That time really difficult until I need to let go my car, you know. And after that, then I start with selling katira.
Okay.
Selling katira. And then Alhamdulillah, that Ramadan, the COVID Ramadan was very good because as I mentioned, my uncle Shaza, right?
Yeah.
He's like a father figure for me lah. So then when during the COVID time tu, his online was very strong. So he told me, okay Farid, you do my online lah. So basically my wife is handling all the online
stuff.
Online selling lah.
And then so what I do is dia pay karipap tu dengan kita pay katira. So kita package kan.
Combo.
So I managed to sell I think about 15,000 bottles.
Betul lah.
15,000
In 1 month lah.
In 1 month Ramadan itself.
Masya Allah, tabarakallah.
Yeah.
That is where he follow my route 15 shop.
Wow. Betul bang.
Betul.
Asal Ali Katira tak ada kat fridge
Tak nak kasih orang tahu lah. Yang kita bikin 1 year 1 time.
1 year 1 time lah. Kira seasonal lah.
Seasonal memang
Benda kalau dah kat luar selalu dah tak jadi
Special.
unik lah.
unik.
Kira kalau dah hari jual, 1 bulan tak boleh jual 15,000.
Betul.
Adakah Ramadan next year akan dijual?
InsyaAllah.
Katanya tidak lah. Tapi tiap-tiap tahun saya tengok ada je.
Ada. Okay. Next year kita pergi ke Power Thai lah. Kita tengok.
Understand. Saya nampak recently abang sudah start jual biryani.
Yes, correct.
Adakah abang Farid dengan abang Faizal nak join the biryani war?
Join the Brandy Clan.
Yeah.
Not really actually. Again I say I don't bother about people business. So why I always as you can see, kenapa my menu keep on adding on. Like when I started in 502 Changi Road ni, it's always it's only mookata aja. So that is what people know me.
Okay.
And then during COVID time I was interviewed by BH in the SPH and everything.
Okay.
So it's about halal mookata aja.
Okay.
You know. Then that time I was just doing the stall kan. So the overhead was not that high lah. So then in 2023 tu I stopped everything due to manpower reason.
Understand.
Penat lah cari local ni, memang penat lah.
Betul.
So I decided to stop with my brother. I say okay lah, let's rest lah kan. So this one is not actually our main business lah. Cuma ada bikin benda apa semua kan. Yeah. So I told him let's kita rest dulu lah for this for the period, but kita promise kita pay customer 3 month je. But end up dah jadi 1 year.
Kenapa abang 1 year?
Sebab dah syok sangat duduk lah 3 bulan
kan?
dah rest.
Jadi macam pressure tak ada. And I was happy with my life lah.
Bisa bang, tenang.
Pagi I can go subuh dekat masjid. Then after that send my kids to school. Then I go gym. Then after that sending my child to tuition. Then fetch everyone back home. Spend time with them. You know. Then I can get more of my time dekat mosque lah, every waktu insyaAllah. Yeah. Then but every day without fail people has been texting dekat Instagram, WhatsApp, bang when are you opening bang?
Of
when are
course.
you opening? In fact, you pun tanya juga.
Saya tanya.
Bang, bila you punya power time? So it's like macam I feel like macam orang tanya-tanya macam tak sedap dah, macam jadi macam diri macam sombong pula.
Tak bang, tu belakang.
Okay.
Orang office memang gitu.
Macam you kata 3 bulan bang.
Ya,
Dah masuk tahun bang.
So orang macam bang, bila ni sampai ada satu message tu from my customer tu, the message panjang gila. Dia ada pergi makan kat satu tempat ni, I don't say the name, it's sensitive. Dia cakap bang, I went here and then it's very upset for me. I cannot get the same marination like how you serve us, your tom yum, your chicken soup,
Betul.
and everything. So please lah bang,
Tolong buka lah.
you kalau tak nak buka for yourself, at least open for us lah,
Ya, betul.
So-
Habis abang confide dengan Abang Farid lah. Abang Faizal lah.
Of course. I mean, it's been always he's my shadow.
Closest lah.
He's my shadow. Kira kalau another word is tulang belakang. Without him, I won't open it.
Ya.
So he's my like macam. So how it works, I'm his younger brother, but I always the one that plan and lead. But he's the one who run everything.
Kira dia on ground lah.
So he
Kira
run
dia
operation.
overview everything.
Yes,
lah.
correct. Yeah, so in fact like macam even though I the main person from Power Thai, but when come to operation apa, I respect his position. So in fact when I go to kitchen ke apa I tak ada macam suka-suka macam ini tak ada ataupun macam suka-suka. I
You
will
tak
still
question lah.
I will still reveal to him. I macam tanya dia, ni macam mana so ni boleh pakai ke tak boleh pakai. So we respect each other punya
Kira you guys got your own role.
Yeah.
So, even though macam abang is the main person, tapi apa yang Abang Faizal beli tu abang tak kacau lah.
Yes.
Kira tak ada macam what do you call it? Conflict of
Conflict of interest.
tak bercanggah lah.
tak bercanggah. Yes.
Abang Faizal,
Masa aku ingat Abang Faizal macam tak apa nanti boleh lah.
Abang Faizal, soalannya adakah Abang Faizal menganggur untuk 1 tahun?
Oh tak. Saya
Because the punchline.
actually kerja part time sekejap je lah, 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day lah.
Kerja apa tu bang?
Actually
Saya
help out my cousin. Yeah.
Oh, abang real lah.
Betul.
Saya ingat abang main-main tau.
For the past 1 year memang happy life lah. Kerja 4 jam je satu hari, hantar sayur. Siapa tak nak kan.
Because my cousin satu ni memang jual sayur kat Bedok South.
Okay.
So memang like I said, it's always about manpower. So people know that he got nothing to do, right? Izal, help aku lah, hantar-hantar pagi lah, I give you extend lah. Then he say okay lah, aku fikir lah, like but in fact I tell him why must you do?
Yeah.
Tak payah fikir lah, say. So I tell him, then dia cakap macam, tak apalah, aku pun boring lah kan. Kau because when come to Power Time we were together, but other stuff sometimes he tell me tak ada apa-apa, aku ikut kau lah kan. But sometimes memang I bergerak sendiri lah. So he say he's boring, and then he staying with my mum.
Yeah, correct.
Not forgetting whatever menu that you all see nampak dekat Power Thai, I think 70 to 80% is all from my mum lah. So
Shout out to your mum lah.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to nenek.
Actually he's the boss lah actually.
Yeah.
We are the staff, we are the worker for.
Kita boleh nampak lah bila kita datang ke Power Thai. Pasal kadang-kadang kita nampak dia kat situ je gini-gini ni.
Abang Faizal dengan Abang Farid tengah runner around.
Okay, semua okay.
That is what you see because when you all datang tu operation dah kick off. But she is the main person yang untuk masak pagi. Like macam asam pedas lah, dalca lah, since we got our nasi biryani sekarang kan. So she's the one yang kita, but of course my staff pun dah boleh bikin, but lain kan bila orang tua kat situ, she's more supervise the
Kira
thing
macam
lah.
lauk pauk semua nenek yang masak lah. Bang, berani apa you jual bang?
Okay, so I do it Brady Dam ni.
Okay.
Reason being because kita dekat dengan Masjid Kasim.
Okay.
So we are the trustee of Masjid Kasim.
Okay.
Right.
Trusty tau.
I mean we always see them at Masjid Kasim.
Yeah. So we are also committee lah. So selalu bila jalan tu nanti bos, orang tua-tua kan, bos kau makan ni tak ada biryani lah bos.
Alamak.
Kita suka gather, like macam lepas solat Jumaat especially, diorang ramai-ramai gini. So it's been like macam like I said lah, I start with Mukata, then after that I start with fried Thai. Fried Thai ni kira macam nasi goreng kampung, mi goreng,
Oh ada
sate
Tak
ada.
pasal
Ya. Mi goreng, tom yum and everything. So sate, western. Then after that, after my first brother left, he the one yang bikin asam pedas claypot ni. So after he's not a F&B guy lah. Basically. So he's still running his PA pay business.
Okay.
Then the menu I took over lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then from there, then every day nanti orang cakap, kalau ada ni best, ada tu. So again I say, whatever that you see at my menu ni, is all from my customer.
I mean now I understand why you say in the first place macam you don't bother about other people business.
Correct.
Because like you have to keep on macam upgrading your own
Yes.
restaurant, you see.
Yeah.
Your menu, your
In fact
facilities.
sekarang dah 100 lebih menu lah kita.
Kita kena return lah Syah.
Banyak bro.
Data aku rasa macam tak puas lah.
Kita I think we never taste properly.
I think cause like that time we also got problem.
No, yeah, correct. Saya gaduh
No lah,
dengan dia hari tu.
actually I think you guys come there just for mookata lah.
No, I want to try the biryani lah.
No,
Got
abang.
biryani.
You
Because
should.
kita pay kedai orang pay mindset is only mookata.
Yeah.
But for now we expand a lot of menus already.
Hari tu saya nampak abang masak tak salah saya tom yum, mi tom yum soup.
Yeah.
Khas untuk roti bakar lele. Kenapa tak buat khas untuk customer ya?
Ini nak kena tanya Big Boss lah.
Oh, Big Boss.
Menu semua Big Boss control.
Okay, kena tanya ini.
Dia kira I mean okay, kita we have our staff like cook, chef, tukang bikin air, tapi all recipes come from us. So he will ensure that okay, kalau tak ni berapa, ni berapa, ni berapa.
Okay.
So in fact I don't need a chef actually.
Okay.
I just need a cook that willing to learn.
The recipes
we will reveal to you, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Abang, ajak tanya selalu satu question. Dalam you guys menjalani bisnes pernah tak korang berselisih faham of anything? Macam
Before.
antara adik-beradik abang.
Always lah. That one is always lah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
boleh tak abang cerita sedikit sebanyak 1-2 macam korang gaduh pasal apa and how you guys come to a resolution of
Conclusion lah. Resolution itu.
Sorry.
Yes. Nampak bodoh sangat.
Tak ada apa-apa dia cakap kau berbaik.
Conclusion.
Okay.
Evolution lah, evolution.
Yeah, that's right, Mark.
Evolution.
Yeah. Okay, so this is normal actually. Kalau
Okay.
you all in business, be you all kerja, in fact, I think you all also will have some disagreement.
Yeah,
Betul, ada.
disagreement, fights.
So, yeah. So okay, I'm kan baru jadi boss lah actually.
Okay.
Right, and then like previously I run manpower, I got do logistic. When I run the manpower, I run for my cousin punya company, 3G Logistic, if you all know.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Yeah, then I'm in charge of the east side. So total about 300 over people is under me.
Okay.
Right. So mentality kita dengan manpower ni is always about different. So Faizal is more like he's an ops guy.
Yeah.
So dia macam more favor with the staff. Not say I'm not good, but it's always like macam like I said, okay, ni hari ni kerja overtime lah. Contohnya ni dah lama. Kira macam during COVID time,
Okay.
that time kita Yishun was closed down. Then I got the staff, I still remember this I got the staff that kena balik kitchen because Yishun kena tutup because due to COVID period tu.
Okay.
So my staff kena pergi dekat kitchen.
Okay.
So gaji dia tetap jalan.
Ya, betul.
Correct?
Betul.
Right. So then I would say, Azal, tak apa, kasih dia bikin, help out you dekat central kitchen. In fact, until now, I ada dalam 12 ke 13 staff dekat situ. He is still doing the work. So ini part a bit macam alamak, why you do? You know?
Yeah.
So he's not the type of person like macam command.
Yeah. He's
Dia
hands-on lah.
Dia suka macam, okay, kalau kau sebagai pekerja, kau nak kena automatic.
Okay.
Kau kena bikin. Kalau kau tak bikin, aku tak nak cakap, aku bikin.
Okay.
So as a brother and as a boss for them, I tak suka lah dia kena bikin,
Yeah.
In fact dia dah siapkan semua, dia kasih you all nak kena bikin, dia supervise. Tapi sometimes this stuff ada take advantage lah. So sometimes because of this lah, nanti I cakap, why you still doing it? So dia cakap, aku malas lah. Go cannot because we paid, you know. So the tension come. So as a business people, whatever there, maybe 1 jam panas, so we don't talk lah.
Understand.
Then after that, the best is kalau dalam waktu tu solat, then after that, and we always go solat together lah. We walk to the Masjid Qasim, then nanti balik by time, then we will just create another topic to talk, then we settle lah.
Understand. Apa Abang Faizal nak ulaskan tentang ni?
Ulas apa?
Ulas filter.
Ulas kira macam to talk about this issue lah.
Yalah, actually apa yang dia cakap tu betul lah. Pasal saya ni kesiankan orang lah.
Kesiankan orang. Okay.
And I'm not the bossy type lah. Walaupun saya dah ada tu title, saya dah tahu saya datang daripada mana. I used to wash plates, orang kahwin, apa ni semua. So until today, I still nak hands on. Kalau tak rasa macam tak perfect lah benda tu.
Okay. Masalah abang dah biasa buat tau.
Ya,
so
correct.
macam nak tak nak macam nak kena ikut abang punya style juga.
Correct.
Abang suka hands on, tapi abang ada hands on tak kat somebody punya muka?
Itu hands off.
Tu seram
semua
tau.
pas lah. Sekarang dah tak ada lagi.
Tak ada lah.
Pas ada lah.
Pas ada sikit-sikit lah.
Sikit-sikit
lah.
Family ada bobol tau. Jangan nakal bang.
Kira tarik belakang kedai piat telinga.
Jangan bang family.
Okay, saya nak tanya Abang Faizal pula lah. Macam kita tahu pasal Abang Farid, macam dulu kisah silam dia buat bisnes kan. So what is your life like? Macam up until power tie, macam abang buat bisnes dengan Abang Farid aja ke abang pun ada abang punya own benda sendiri abang buat?
Oh tak. Saya, my first job is in FedEx lah. I working FedEx for 10 years.
Alright.
Operation coordinator kat sana.
Okay.
And then after 10 years I resign. I become a personal driver for 3 years.
Okay.
And resign again, become a taxi driver for 3 years.
Okay.
Resign again, become a Grab driver.
Masya Allah.
Okay, Grab driver 2 tahun lebih tu. Then my brother approach me lah. He say, if I open up a business, would you like to join me? Kalau kau tak nak join aku, then aku tak buka lah ni kedai.
Okay.
So I say, okay lah, aku try. Kita tengok macam mana 3 bulan.
Okay.
Kalau okay, then aku stop lah Grab. And I follow you lah.
Understand.
Tak sampai 3 bulan lah, 1 bulan Alhamdulillah meletup kedai.
Oh, rezeki.
Tapi abang punya jalan cerita hidup ni dah macam Nas Hustlers Abang dah boleh jadi Faizal Hustlers.
Actually ada jugalah, cuma saya tak pakai nama belakang tu lah.
Okay, so bila abang cakap yang open the first business kan, is this the first business that when you keluar prison then you start the business?
No. I keluar tu, I keluar a bit lost lah actually because of my dad. Passing out tu. So in fact kat dalam tu lagi niat jahat lah kan. Nak planning lagi, nak bikin macam mana this time. But so lepas my dad punya story tu, then few months lah I didn't do anything. Then lepas tu terus I kerja Aeromax.
Okay.
My friend is there. So dia kata kau nak ni, so I say okay lah, kerja Aeromax lah kan. So lepas I kerja Aeromax tu, then same lah, I operation in charge tu. Then lepas tu terus his friend was a manager in California.
Okay.
So that time I dah nak kahwin jugalah kan. Yeah, so then after that lepas tu terus dia kata kena, because I love to exercise lah. Then lepas tu terus dia kata kena jadi trainer kan. So because they bringing back I think about 10,000
banyak. California Fitness kan?
Yeah,
dekat town kan?
Dekat Takashmaya.
Bang tu semua
Yeah,
10,000.
Yeah, so
that one Pure Fitness, Virgin Active ke apa?
Correct, yeah. So since his friend was a manager there, he's a fitness manager. So dia punya interview is more to macam kau baru keluar habis apa kau nak bikin.
Jadi so panjang balik.
So So
And he's a ex-convict.
he's
also.
an ex-convict.
Okay.
And dia pun kira degil juga. If he's watching this one, his name is Eddie.
Eddie Cordero bang.
So
Viva la Raza.
so basically, so then he say, okay, dah habis lah semua So basically now what you need to do is just fight je lah. So during that time tu, as of now, I think banyak orang masih ingat personal trainer ni is just about trainer. Actually no lah. Personal trainer ni is about sales.
Betul.
A salesman lah.
Yes.
So
It's
dulu
how you-
kita ingat macam trainer is just about trainer. You know it?
Yeah,
No, actually no. So wah, I kena press rabak juga dengan dia. Macam lagi he see me like a brother to him, because he's a close friend of my brother Faizal. Then he's like macam, Red, kau apa sih? Kau apa ni? Tak ada sale, tak ada apa gini-gini. I was like, apa sih ni barang? You know, like macam.
So you thought you were just to train people?
Yeah.
Then after
Tak baca job description.
after you know, like macam baru masuk industri ni, fitness ni, and within 2 weeks they expect sales from me. I don't know nuts about fitness. Actually, kita tahu exercise, you know, kat hill pun exercise,
Yalah.
basic lah.
Basic lah.
So actually sekali, then from there we go for the test. To become a fitness instructor, you need to go for the test.
Understand.
If you fail, you are not qualified to become an instructor, because you need to know about the muscles, part of the muscle, bicep. Not only bicep, there's a few
The science behind it lah.
correct, So then I learn. Then after that, so I'm the type of person, dia ada dua tau.
Okay.
Satu, kita kena call customer, dia kasih kita leads lah. Satu is kita kena DI, they call it DI, is drag in the customer to the place, talk and sell the package. So my first deal was 6 session. Ada satu budak ni, dia memang anak orang kaya.
Okay.
Berbual dengan dia. So Eddie, you know, the whole instructor, I mean dekat Kelly tu macam really cheer me out there. From there, you know, that I start lah.
Understand.
But fitness ni one thing, bila waktu I instructor tu, kita kena choose actually,
Understand.
baik lelaki ke perempuan. So I decided to stop after 2 years
Okay.
Then Alhamdulillah, because we are from FedEx. He's from FedEx. He's a FedEx staff that time, but I was a contractor.
Okay.
You know, settling the equipment and everything. So I got the opportunity, I ada lubang lah kat sana. Habis terus I dapat projek bikin lori lah.
Okay.
So I keluarkan satu lori satu 14 kaki tu, then expand lah. Expand sampai 24 kaki ada. Lepas tu ada satu lori 24 kaki.
Kira abang subcon dengan FedEx lah.
Correct.
Wow.
Not only with FedEx. So dah habis tu, kita selalu habis kerja dalam pukul 4. Dah habis. Then after that, malam dah habis, tak ada apa-apa kan. So I cari all the wedding. So because that time kita wedding planner.
Okay. Semua benda abang dah kontai abang
Dah cakap tadi 15 kan. Lupa ke apa.
So we work with Adam's Corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam's Corner ada catering, and then kita ada we work with a few mak andam. Kita ada a few mak andam, like so what we did is that time kita jalan wedding planner tu, kita bikin. Then bila Pak Ai dah ada lori, so I offered them, okay, tak apa, kau barang-barang semua aku angkat lah.
Okay.
So that's how I did lah.
So basically abang is the Lala Move before Lala Move lah.
Before.
Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh 15 ni dah senarai dia ni. Dah
So
hit
kita
dah.
bikin lah. Kita bikin macam-macam lah.
Okay bang, soalan yang panas sebelum kita akhiri ya bang Sebelum kita akhiri, soalannya adalah, desas-desus mengatakan Power Thai Kitchen cuci duit pasal dulu dia along. Adakah itu betul atau tidak?
Never happen lah. Because kita dah tahu halal haram kan. So I stop everything lah. So okay, so basically this apa tu, what do you call it, this the 502 Changi Road ni, the recent one ni, is big space.
Correct.
So I took over Adam's Kitchen, which is actually Adam's Corner. I dengan Adam's ni actually Anwar lah.
Okay. Anwar Ibrahim
No, the owner of Adam's Corner.
Oh, ingat Anwar Ibrahim.
I daripada kecil lah dengan dia.
Yeah.
Daripada kecil dengan dia. So we are very close. I belajar apa tu, bikin kambing, because he was a importer.
Okay,
Those time,
okay.
it's a big time lah that time. So bila part I belajar potong kambing, kita bikin skinning, kita bikin korban, and then everything. So when come to this, then he said actually dia dah tak larat lah dia. He's not about one, but dia penat lah. So he told me that dia suruh I cari orang.
Okay.
Kalau ada siapa-siapa tak nak take over Papa nak. I call him Papa. So Papa dah penat lah kan. So I say okay lah. So I talk to a few lah, a few big time lah in restaurant lah. So everyone was telling me that tak boleh lah tu tempat rabak lah tu tempat tu tempat because parking tak ada.
Okay.
So I was saying okay. So I'm the type of person gatal lah. Actually my brother ni suka cakap kau tak ada benda nanti kau suka korek benda. So everyone is telling me that tu tempat tak boleh bikin because parking problem.
Okay.
So everyone is telling me about the problem. So I pula suka cari solution apa dia punya, macam mana nak selesaikan ni problem. So that is where I input Vele.
Okay. Alright.
So
tak pernah dengar orang bawa Vele.
so I letak Vele tu. So tapi kalau Vele kena bayar pun orang pun mau back off juga.
Betul.
So you know, then I spend a bit lah. You know,
Kalau bang
I cakap,
charge lah dalam bill dia je. Tak tahu.
But not nice lah. You know,
Yalah,
but they got the tips.
Yeah.
My Vele ada tip. So kalau you nak kasih, you all kasih.
Okay.
Tapi it's free. I paid for it.
Understand.
Okay.
So as for now, I letak Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why? If holiday, public holiday,
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So why I choose this date? Because the crowd for this date is heavy.
Okay.
Right? But orang tanya, bang kenapa tak letak hari-hari? Tapi I told my customer, kalau hari-hari korang boleh kasih like macam
Penuh
aku
lah.
per weekend, definitely I will put. So I don't need much. Satu hari kasih I kira 20 kereta untuk I cover my cost of my Vele. I will put every day. This is my promise to my
Okay.
customer.
Tapi Vele siapa pak? Abang Faizal ke?
No, I got my stuff
Oh.
Yeah.
Ingat Abang Faizal fikir lain.
Jangan macam gitu.
Abang
Aku
Faizal
tahu dia hands on, tapi jangan macam gitu. Tak baik.
Saya train dia orang lah mana nak parking semua.
Okay, but bang, since I've been to your place there, but where do you park the cars
Okay,
there for Vele?
sorry. Actually, without the valet pun for the weekdays, actually there's a parking lah. Dekat rumah, dekat just
Opposite.
across the street pun ada parking. Dekat belakang kedai kita pun ada parking. It's actually a landed property area, but it's a public road. So you all can just park there.
Yalah, jangan block.
dia orang punya gate. That's it.
Yeah. Okay bang.
Kalau
sebelum-
kau park the back gate, park you kamu dia.
It's legal to park because it's single yellow line. Tapi tak banyak orang tahu about it.
Ya, cuma
Yeah.
jangan sampai kau park depan dia punya gate lah. Tu memang orang pun cek pasal.
Unless kalau saya dah beli tu
Land
rumah, then you all can park
Tapi-
inside lah. Boleh
Oh
park
yeah, why
inside.
not? Why not?
Because I want to park level 2.
What level
You make
2?
lift lah for me kan.
Oh, I see. I ada satu dekat town area, ada 15 tingkat.
Dia berbual macam Dubai Bling. Okay, sebelum kita akhiri,
Tapi ada tadi tau akhiri
pasal dia tak tengok masa ni orang. Okay. Sebelum kita akhiri kan, kita ada soalan. Tadi dia nak tanya kan? Kasih dia tanya.
Okay, so daripada dulu sampai sekarang, it's just the two of you.
Iya.
Okay, korang
Dulu
buat
lain, sekarang lain.
Aduh, dia buat remix pula.
dia kira from the first ever macam halal mukata is Farid and Faizal.
Ya.
So macam what else after this yang korang plan to venture on? That macam korang feel
so
like macam
if you ask me about venture on, actually nothing lah.
Okay.
Okay, because Power Thai ni like I said, previously Power Thai ni is just buat mukata. So everyday bila kita 1 month kita start mukata tu, then the second month kita dah do kita punya sate western, sambadas and everything. Tapi those that follow me, they know what is my menu.
Okay.
But those passerby doesn't know because both of my signboard is just about mukata, right? So that is what I a bit down lah, right? People doesn't know. So bila I change my signboard kat depan tu to all my menu, I insert every single photo apa yang I jual tu, then the crowd start to come in. Not only yang booking, not only that follow me on TikTok or
yang naik bas pun boleh nampak.
yang passerby yang bawa kereta, oh okay, so they have this, they have this. Yeah.
Any plans to open a second restaurant bang?
No.
Okay.
Because
Why not?
previously kita ada 3 outlet and 1 central kitchen. So eventually the one that make decision is just the both of us lah.
Okay.
And dengan my mum lah. Kita okay, when I say my mum is always about restu lah. So kita always okay, kita plan, okay mak, actually gini. Actually my mum don't agree on the opening back because she doesn't want to see me
Stress
doesn't want to see his tired and everything. So dia cakap, my life is okay, just live as what we have lah, But like I say, because I buka ni kerana customer has been pushing me, so that's why I open. So if you ask me about second outlet, I won't open because I don't want to have the same headache like what we had before.
Understand.
Let's just keep improving and upgrading the shop we have now.
Satu ni. Then if you ask me about what is the next plan, our next plan is just to stabilize this. I want to engage one manager yang bagus, can run this thing like autopilot without us there. Our plan is to have a semi-retirement.
Okay, Abang Farid boleh hire saya out of the job.
Itu kita bawa off air lah
Itu off air bang saya betul-betul ni abang boleh.
Kalau tak pun kau boleh ambil exam jadi real estate.
Ya, pasal diploma aku bedik punya. So tak boleh. So okay, kita nak tanya soalan last kontroversi sebelum kita akhiri lah. Pasal saya baru teringat bang. Okay, sebelum ni kita tahu that Power Thai ni pun ada kat Yishun. Adakah itu betul atau tidak?
Betul.
Kita ada nampak beberapa gambar Dorang enjoy Power Thai dengan arak. Adakah itu betul atau tidak abang?
Yes, correct. Okay, so when come to that, actually we have an talk with the owner of that coffee shop lah. But you all must understand that kita cuma sewa stall je. And the owner tu dekat situ tu, he own everything. And he's non-Muslim. So I ada non-Muslim. Okay lah, you all should know lah. So kalau siapa-siapa minum is beyond our control. But it become viral. There's one photo tu jadi viral. Oh, Power Thai ni dah jual arak.
Astaghfirullah.
So I say, alamak, apa barat? I cannot stop them from drinking.
Yeah.
So I was like macam, no, it's not us. I run by the
coffee shop
owner. So I cuma jual mukata je kan. So that thing happened in Makan Empire. When Makan Empire sell off his business tu, the owner sell off tu, and then the next owner is Chinaman. Actually they approach me. I say, boss, your crowd is heavy. We want you to stay. So I say, so what is your plan? Okay, so we're going to put non-halal food, and then we're going to put beer also, boss. So the moment I heard about the beer ni, so I stop because I don't want to repeat the second. Don't want. So that is the reason why. First is manpower. Second, why I stopped Makan Empire because of this.
So don't want to raise any more conflict and issues.
Because we cannot stop orang punya mulut lah.
Correct.
Abang minum beer tak?
Ada root beer.
Selamat. Dia pandai. Dia tambah. Dia pandai tackle.
Dia punya function tadi macam selit pasal lain. Kira abang dengan saya sama. Yang berbual serius dua, kita selit-selit je.
Okay bang, Ni real. Okay, sebelum kita akhiri,
asyik sedih je lagu.
sebelum kita akhiri, kita ada segmen saya lah. Okay, di mana segmen ini kita mengingatkan diri kita kepada para orang yang kita sayang, yang kadang-kadang kita tak dapat jumpa atau kita tak dapat luangkan masa. Apakah kata-kata perancang atau kata-kata sayang kepada orang-orang yang telah pergi atau masih di sini? Abang Farid, silakan.
Actually, okay, I don't really faham what is your question, but I will answer to what my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, go ahead, bang.
Okay,
Abang try dulu.
My mom is the first one lah, and then followed by my family, my wife, my kids and everything. So kalau mak ni kira, okay, so the reason, like I said just now tadi tu, macam kenapa kita buka balik, because customer has been asking, right? That's number one. And then at the same time also I can see my mom and my brother every day. Right? Kalau kita tak ada di business, it's also own a house. I dekat rumah sendiri dengan kids and everything, kita akan telefon. But jumpa tu kira kalau tak ada apa-apa, tak jumpa lah. So like especially my mom tu lah, dia hari-hari. So because we only left with her. So budi dia memang kita tak terbalas lah. So So like I said, macam my dad tu kasih last when he visited me, he said that kalau kau tak sayang bapak tak apa lah, tapi kau sayang mak kau, pasal mak kau banyak keluar air mata untuk kau. So change and take care of the family. So that's what I'm doing now.
So is that your turning point of life?
Yeah.
The
Change
moment.
because of my dad, and then at the same time my mom penat lah tengok orang tu nangis kan. So he was macam mana nak cakap waktu I was wanted, you know, she's the one that mak ni you never get replaced lah. So she said that she's my shield lah during that time kan. So even orang cari ke apa, she will say, oh tak tahu lah, you know, but end up alhamdulillah I get caught. So I get caught too, you know. Then from there, at the same time, I think Allah know what is our next plan, right? So I believe if I keluar tu, if my dad is still around, I will never change. So I think ni yang kita selalu rasa kita ni macam aku apa pun aku lagau lah, because I'm not gaduh-gaduh tu tak lah kan. I'm more to money making lah, right? So bila my dad dah tak ada tu, then I thought to myself, why not I change my expertise to the halal way, and then legal way lah. So in fact sekarang those police officer yang with me last time, and then yang warden come to my place and they say, Farid, we are happy, you know, because I'm a speaker for prison also. Like macam those people that go out for program, because I supported Score Yellow Ribbon. So bila orang keluar nanti we will take them. But like I say, sometimes not everyone will like, semua orang nak tukar. Tapi bila dorang dah keluar, dorang dah ni, nanti they will come to the position like, tak apa aku try sikit ni.
Semua semangat masing-masing abang.
So sikit ni akan there will be more.
Jadi
so,
bukit kat kaki bukit makan paya.
So if you ask me back to your question, your loved one ni, kalau tak ada masa untuk nak jumpa dorang, for me is bullshit lah. Because everything you do, you need to know your time. So my practice is, dulu waktu belum ada kedai tu, every day I meet my mom. So what I did is apa tau, bawa dia pergi gym, jogging with my wife together, you know. Kita play badminton every day. Every day. This is our morning session when my kids is at school. So kalau betul-betul you all kerja lah, kita cakap based on kita pay position, because I'm doing business, my time is free. So but those people yang kerja ni, appreciate your parents lah, because that is the barakah that Allah give. So a one call is a big thing for them. You know, like ask them for doa, you know, like meet them. So bila you do this,
hidup lebih berkat lah.
Yeah. Masalah won't stop until you die. That's why you all must remember. So masalah tak akan stop, tapi Allah longgarkan sikit lah, ringankan sikit lah. You know. So kalau macam, because if you do your responsibility with your mom, you know, Allah will make it easy to your life.
Kata-kata sayang kepada isteri dengan anak-anak bang.
My wife is another thing I've been talking about, because all this is my brother and my mom is my so my wife is dia is another shadow for me. Dia kira also tulang belakang for me. Dia kira she won't get involved much. Tapi whatever I do, she will okay lah, bismillah, I will do all for you. But of course at the same time, kira macam platform marketing like macam TikTok, it's all run by her lah.
Oh, so she's more on the marketing digital side.
Correct. And then malam pun kira kalau balik pun, dia pun tempat kongsi jugalah problem apa, talk to her, because I got 4 kids.
Okay.
I got 4 kids. Yeah, so bila budak-budak semua dah tidur, so we will have the time to talk. And then I will like macam brainstorm with her. Brainstorm with her, like macam maybe we go to cafe or whatsoever. Then I cakap, okay, I want to do this. Then she will add on lah. Oh actually sekarang tengah trend, like I said, I don't bother about people business. And she is the one that dia, because she in the platform.
Okay.
Dia play Instagram, play TikTok, play Facebook and everything. So she will say, actually you can do macam gini juga. So and always she always make noise with me macam you price you terlalu murah sih. Macam mana sih, you know, like, but for me is I always think, why people ask me why sampai sekarang dah 5 tahun power tie ada. In fact yang lain-lain business tu semua jangan cakap lah, just about power tie ni sekarang. Power tie ni sekarang from the day that I start in 2020 tu, I jual platter that ada 14 item, no 17 17
Yeah.
about
14 lah.
14 to 15 yeah. So makanan dekat situ tu kira when the platter boleh makan dalam 2 orang lah. Tengok yang pemakan lah. It's not I charge by 2 packs. No, I never charge by packs. I charge by a la carte. Tapi platter tu boleh makan 2 orang. Right? Okay, kenapa I charge $25 sampai sekarang? You know, like
Harga marhain B40.
you know, like macam $25 ni last 5 years my supplier harga lain.
Okay.
Tapi selepas 5 years harga semua dah tukar.
Saya rasa abang ikhlas lah nak jual ni sebagai amanah abang.
Not really actually.
Okay.
But the real reason is because I'm a father also, right? And as a father kita selalu nak bawa anak kita keluar family. So I fikir yang orang yang I don't say yang susah lah, yang basic salary in Singapore is 1,600 right now.
Correct.
So sekarang kalau orang yang gaji 1,600 ni lepas potong CPF kira dia bawa balik dalam maybe about 1,2 plus.
Yeah.
So 1,2 plus to pay your house, your bills and everything. You pun ada hati nak bawa anak-anak you keluar. So with that $25 per platter tu, kalau normal kat Singapore, husband wife maybe about 1 kid or 2 kids. Itu normal lah. So kalau dia beli platter satu, ambil air, maybe about another tambahan yang ada premium barang tu, maybe about $50. So per month kalau you spend $50, tak berapa berat sangat. But at the same time, as a father you are happy dapat keluar makan. Not everyone dapat bawa family diorang makan
Yeah, the
every
luxury
week.
lah. Luxury.
You know, so that is why I still remain $25. Profit margin is very very low lah. Mutton naik, chicken naik, seafood especially naik. You know, so but why I do this is because I think those people.
Understand.
Yeah, tak semua orang senang.
Understand.
And like I say, as a father figure, you definitely ada hati nak bawa isteri dengan anak-anak keluar makan.
Faham.
Okay, Abang Faizal, kata-kata sayang kepada nenek dengan kata-kata sayang kepada orang yang telah pergilah, ialah Datuk lah.
Kepada mak saya, I always love you lah. Since dia tinggal dengan saya, so saya every minute with her lah. And kepada siapa yang dah pergi tu, kita rajin-rajin hadiahkan Al-Fatihah kepada orang. Yang kita masih hidup ni, rajin-rajinlah dekat diri kepada Allah. And lastly to my wife lah, dia tak involved in this business. So dia kerja luar lah. Cuma so sorry lah, I got no time for you for the meantime lah, pasal everyday at the shop. Maybe 2-3 more years after we retired, dan kita dah boleh pergi holiday,
InsyaAllah.
Okay bang, I nak tanya, not tanya, but is there any words of appreciation for each other?
Oh, kalau appreciation banyak lah.
Satu je untuk Abang Faizal untuk Abang Farid. Satu kata-kata apresiasi.
For him is every minute I appreciate him. Every minute, every second I appreciate him because like I said before, I buka kedai tu, without him I won't open lah. Because I know okay, to run a business you need to have buffer, float.
Correct.
Macam you cakap tadi kan, apa ni, duit tuci macam tu. So
capital.
So basically to run a business you need to have buffer. So not easy. Kita dah 18 bulan dekat ni. So first year tu memang lah, it's a roller coaster for us lah. So if I sit together with them without doing another businesses outside, nobody can give you, you know, to ask for support. Memang ada orang support, memang ada orang support. Tapi not as easy as what you think. Macam bang, boleh pinjam tak 10,000 ada, bukan cakap tak ada, tapi not a lot when come to money. So that's the reason why I say kira macam appreciate him every second, every minute, because I will like macam keluar. Okay, I have to do this, do that. Okay, this is for the company. Because when business tak ada, staff salary still need to jalan. Bills, rental. For your information, our overhead here is 70,000 per month. So kalau kita tak dapat score 17,000 it's a negative for us So we need to top up lah. Kita dah top up dah 6 digit lah. Yeah, so I haven't take out a single cent for my capital. I don't have any salary yet from Power Thai. So why, I appreciate him, because first of all, I appreciate me as a brother is whatever I plan, whatever I want to do, he will always be my back. Salah ke betul ke, kira kalau ni yang kau cakap, then go ahead je lah. Yeah, but on another side is when sometimes I need to fly. I kena pergi overseas because I got do other trips also. So when I need to go overseas, if without him I won't go. So you tahu kan harga itu, how much that I appreciate it. So kalau dia tak ada ni, macam mana ni I nak bergerak sana sini.
Betul.
So that's why the first question goes to him, like macam, if you don't do with me, then I cannot do.
Correct.
Kalau I pun duduk dengan dia dekat kedai kopi tu, tak ada sales, macam mana? Kita pernah ada satu hari tu kita pay sales ada 100 lebih ya. Macam mana nak cover? So yeah, so we need to have some, because kalau kita tak ada supporter, we need to another thing. And kalau macam nak cakap susah tu memang susah, tapi you kena jalan juga, because you need to find a way. I'm an organizer for bazaar, a lot of thing lah kita bikin yang mana boleh. Kadang kita nak bikin ni pasal nak cari duit, kadang itu pun boleh junamkan kita juga. So you wouldn't know, but the main thing is keikhlasan, do it for Allah.
Understand.
The right, whatever comes to you, spend whatever that you doa for.
Understand.
Yeah.
Abang Faizal, words of appreciation to Abang Farid.
Appreciate banyak-banyak terima kasih lah kepada dia, pasal start dia buka bisnes ni banyak saya punya masalah dia selesaikan. Saya memang banyak berhutang lah dulu lah. Tapi since after the shop open, banyak yang dia tolong settlekan. Itu yang banyak, itu yang paling hargai ya. Dengan kita ni boleh work together pasal kita boleh ambil words each other.
Understand.
Apa dia kata saya accept, apa saya kata dia accept. Then kita plan lagi, dia benda jadi. Itu je lah so far, itu je lah yang
Kata-kata sayang kepada Abang Farid.
Sorry, interrupt a bit. Tak nak orang salah sangka when he say dia banyak berhutang tu, we are not poor.
Okay.
We come from a good family.
Okay.
We are silver spoon.
Okay.
Right? But kenapa dia berhutang? Suka pinjamkan orang duit. So bila dia pinjamkan orang duit, all his saving is done.
Understand.
Sampai duit kahwin dia pun habis.
Understand.
And then we are the type of person, kita brothers ni semua, actually from my father lah. Kita nak pinjam orang, kita kasih orang duit ni, kadang kita pergi kocek pun dah tak ada. But kita boleh ambil untuk orang kasih kat dia.
Understand.
So I think dia ambil daripada saudara, whatsoever, friends, kau ada duit tak, dia ni nak pakai, kau ada duit tak, dia ni nak pakai.
Understand.
So total is about 100,000.
Abang baik sangat abang.
Yeah, so
hati mulia sangat.
So bila part orang ni lari as a guarantor, you nak kena faham, guarantor ni, if that fella run, you are responsible.
Yeah, correct.
Jawab lah.
Even though it's not in paper.
Yeah.
If kalau you beli kereta, you guarantor, you will be. Tapi kalau you pinjam orang duit, when you agree, you as a guarantor, you must be responsible.
Yeah.
So he has been paying.
Yeah.
So when dia cakap dia berhutang tu, bukan dia, he is not a spender.
Yeah.
Dia bukan kira macam apa tau, luxury. Dia is very easy, simple life.
Dah kau tak Lamborghini apa? Tapi ingat je bawa Honda.
Tapi so yeah, so this is a frustration.
Understand.
Like macam dia kasih. So sometimes he didn't tell me. But that time bila ada satu kali itu before I go in tu, I get to know Like this fella pinjam dia 20,000. Lepas tu cakap dengan dia, tak apa, 1-2 bulan dia kasih balik lah kan? With apa tu, appreciation token lah.
Okay.
We don't say interest lah.
You don't say interest.
Okay.
Riba.
So then
That's an appreciation token.
yeah. So as an appreciation token. So for him it's not about appreciation token. It's about aku tengah nak tolong kau masalah kau sekarang.
Correct.
So he gave. Kali lepas tu terus dah jadi kecoh because people start to come my place and everything. So I was frustrated. And I cari orang tu lah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all I can reveal.
Okay, kalau overseas kita tahu ada Andrew Tate dengan Tristan Tate.
Betul.
Dekat sini kita ada Farid dengan Faizal.
Betul. Kita kat sini take away kami adalah kita bukan nak menggalakkan korang pinjam duit dari Farid Brothers. Bukan. Bukan. Jangan datang power time nak minta duit, kita takkan kasih. Ya, okay.
Minta makan insyaAllah boleh.
Take away-nya adalah kalau orang ex-convict pun boleh jadi usahawan yang sebesar gini pada hari ini, apakah yang stop mereka untuk menjelajah?
Apa yang menghalang korang?
Menghalang korang untuk berhijrah
At the end of the day, ni semua semangat diri sendiri
dengan pinjaman Tuhan.
Dengan niat korang lah. Kalau betul-betul nak ikhlas, nak berubah, mesti akan jadi.
That's what I said. Like macam kalau nak berubah ni, the main thing you change for who?
Yes.
Change for Allah.
Dulu I bukan dengan janggut ni semua But why I become dengan janggut and my wife use niqab because I got a doctor.
My saya ingat untuk logo je bang Farid.
Since you touch on the logo, that is not me actually. This is not me. That is a sunnah punya foto.
Oh serious ah?
As you can see, just ada songkok. You know, tak ada mata, tak ada telinga, just janggut.
Tapi dia ada spek pun bang? Tak ada ke?
Spek tu kira macam tambahan je lah.
Yelah itu abang lah.
But that is not my intention.
Understand.
My intention is just about just a simple logo lah. But people thought it's me lah. So kalau you besok botak, ada janggut pakai cermin mata, people thought it's you.
Yalah,
so back to the just now I want to finish the part yang kira when you change for Allah. And if you do sincerely for Allah, that is when the tawakal come. When you change for Allah, you tawakal kepada Allah, you know like macam ya Allah ni aku ada masalah betul-betul. Miracles happen. It happens to me before.
Okay.
I was in 2018.
Okay.
I lost about $180,000 for bazar punya period tu. Then sorry, it's 2017 and then 2018 I went to Mecca. That was my first Mecca.
Okay.
And my first Mecca tu because I baru hilang 180,000 tu pun pinjam orang juga. Habis lepas tu kita pula jadi meminjam.
Allah.
So 2018 tu terus I dah macam a bit breakdown lah. Tapi kadang orang cakap dia ni susah-susah masih bawa Mercedes lagi. But sometimes people doesn't know
kita
what I do. So why I still driving that car? Because kalau I tendang, I still need to pay.
Correct.
So and then at the same time I'm the one who send and fetch my kids. Kalau you nak pakai bus pun you nak kena bayar.
Betul.
So my installment pun dah ni. So so when 2018 tu I pergi Mekah tu, orang ingat ni tak ada duit tapi pergi Mekah. So then but actually I nak kerja sebagai mutawif. So I cakap tak apa lah, nak try jadi mutawif lah.
Okay.
So I ada one of my elder brother punya kawan ni Nas Travel. So dia cakap okay tak apa Farid, kau try bawa ni small jemaah, all covered.
Okay.
Then but I nak pergi, I nak bawa wifi kan. So that's where I kerja sikit lebih untuk niaga sikit lah. Niaga sikit like help out my uncle to send karipap apa semua. And then at the same time supply karipap dekat masjid, you know. So then dapat bawa dia pergi tu. So you all believe one thing, bila Pak I nak pergi tu, not even ada $10 je lah kat dalam kocik But Alhamdulillah I was thinking macam tak apa lah, tapi kita pergi ni pasal nak kerja kan, nak jadi mutawif kan. Then cakap alamak tak apa lah. Anyway it's a full board. So ada breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yalah.
So tak payah belanja, tak payah sibuk. But Alhamdulillah, because my family is all I don't say rich lah, but Alhamdulillah, business. So I punya duit salam tu, orang datang tu salam kasih my uncle, kasih gini-gini, I dapat about 3,000 plus, near to 4,000.
Cuba salam aku. Jadi 3,000.
Apa?
Dah salam aku 3,000.
Check dah transfer.
So my uncle kasih like macam 500, lagi satu uncle datang dapat 500. So macam dapat 3,000 lebih ni. Then was like macam so you know, because I want to go for Allah, I betul-betul serahkan pada Allah. Then bila balik tu, I tak belanja tau. Because you see, kalau you dapat 3,000 lebih, takkan you tak nak belanja. You tukar sana, dapat darham dah banyak.
Betul.
But I say, ni balik ni, aku nak kena bayar installment kereta ni. Then that is where ada lagi buffer. But during that time, bila I dekat sana tu, bila I balik tu, dapat settle my monthly installment, ada duit sikit, dapat lagi beli macam, you know, because I boleh bikin gatira, boleh bikin beli karipap, apa semua. So the source of income, so that's a 15,000 come.
Kira yakin dengan Tuhan lah.
Yes.
So
then second
duit salam tu jadi macam you punya capital money lah sikit.
Yeah. So then my second umrah sama juga pun dengan down juga. Kali, but I got do trade. I do trade chicken. You know, I bikin ayam, import export and everything. Kali my deal was burst. So but then dekat depan Kaabah tu, I betul-betul doa. I say, ya Allah, macam mana ni ya Allah, I nak settle banyak benda ni kan. Ya Allah, please ya Allah, you know. That time I think kita dekat Sembah Bedok. Ya, kita dekat Sembah Bedok. Wah, banyak benda juga lah. Benda settle, outstanding banyak. So I doa dekat depan Kaabah tu. Bila I balik bilik tu, terus orang call dan cakap, boss, we already transfer your commission. So you understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, macam mana pun susah pun, nobody. Yes, you can ada kawan boleh share and everything, but the main thing, the first thing that you need to do, sujud and ask from Allah. Tahajud is very important. That is a strong weapon.
I think what lacks nowadays is orang kurang yakin.
Yes, that's why as you can see my signboard, I letak tawakal. Because this is jalan cerita hidup saya.
Ya, betul.
So I really, you know, okay, tapi memang orang will never stop lah. SP datang nak potong, you know. Dek tu datang, kau tak boleh bayar, aku tak mau hantar kau punya barang. But at the end of the day, like I say, you really must sincere. Whatever that you doa, when Allah give, settle whatever that you doa for. Kadang ada orang ni, kira bila dia ada doa, dia dah dapat, dia settle benda lain.
Dia lupa
yang
apa
tak
yang
important. Habis bila masalah tu masih remain, dia cakap aku dah doa tapi Allah tak kasih.
Itulah masalah dia.
Masalah yang terbesar ni. So kita dah sampai ke penghujung rancangan ini.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, tabarakallah.
Very
inspiring.
Meaningful lah. Inspiring,
Deep.
meaningful, deep.
Yeah. Kita
So,
dapat a lot of takeaway from this episode itself.
Especially macam for the younger people out there, dan those macam bermasalah lah cakap kan. There's always a way out.
Correct.
You know, and then like macam your life is not always in the deep hole lah.
Correct.
You know, you just have to find that grip and pull yourself out.
Correct.
Because people that we interview, they have their own dark past.
Betul.
But somehow they make it in life and they are entrepreneurs and they are successful lah.
Correct.
You know, and they are, it's a very proud story lah.
Correct. Bak kata Power Thai, doa-doa, makan-makan. Ya?
Kalau dah makan-makan,
actually is solat makan-makan.
Solat, makan-makan.
Solat makan-makan.
Ya.
Dah makan ngantuk nak tidur.
Nah.
Kalau nak tidur balik rumah.
Betul.
Nak beli rumah cari siapa?
Cari siapa?
Cari Tim Mizafai.
Okey.
Kerana podcast ini ditajakan khas oleh ejen hartanah Tim Mizafai, pemenang pelbagai anugerah Pegasus dalam industri hartanah.
Ahoy. Jual, beli atau upgrade rumah HDB atau kondo, WhatsApp Mirza di 83832145 atau hubungi Fai di 83338555. We assess your numbers first.
We assess your numbers first, so every move is right. Supaya keputusan anda tepat, selamat dan menguntungkan. Follow them di Instagram @Team Mizafai dan di TikTok @Team Mizafai untuk tips, strategi dan video listrik terkini.
Itulah penghujung rancangan kami.
Yes,
Kita
sir.
terima kasih kepada Abang Farid dengan Abang Faizal untuk datang ke The 3 by Show. Kita harap kita jumpa lagi di masa akan datang. Kita harap
kita jumpa hari Ahad lah. Kita nak makan
kita pun nak makan. Lapor. Ya, lapor.
Since we here, what I can say is for the whole of September lah.
Okay.
Whoever that mentioned 3 by will give 10% off.
Abang, serius bang.
Sila abang
Serius
Okay, korang hear it first exclusively. Siapa yang pakai nama 3 by, korang akan dapat 10% off. Okay, 10% off. Tu banyak banyak. Adakah 3 by datang dapat makan free?
InsyaAllah.
Kira kalau orang kod 3 by dapat 10%. Kita kalau datang kita bayar 10% aja.
Tak, kita dapat 100% off.
Yalah. Lampau siap ni.
Kan belanja.
Okey lah Abang Farid, Abang Faizal, kita nak mengucapkan terima kasih because sudi meluangkan masa duduk sini berbual dengan kita. Ada yang sedih, ada yang menggembirakan.
Okay.
Dan juga ada yang membanggakan lah.
Betul, jangan lupa Abang Faizal ada 15 business.
Abang Faizal all in one.
Yes, correct.
Korang ada? Adik-adik.
Adik-adik.
Okay, so we hope that you guys will like this episode. Kalau korang ada apa-apa komen ke feedback, do leave it in the comment section.
Subscribe.
Yes, like. I'm leading up to that. Okay, this episode will be released pula. Like, subscribe dan follow kita di Spotify dan juga YouTube. Dan apa lagi?
Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz. Catch us on the next one.